Hello Big Macs and welcome back to another album review. So yes, Big Macs, today I'm back with another album review, and if you haven't been able to guess from the title down below, I'm going to be talking about Enter Shikari's new album, The Spark. But either way, before I get into it like I do, go song by song, I just want to say this album is a fucking masterpiece. This album is amazing. Like, Enter Shikari somehow just always ends up topping themselves with like their albums, and this album could easily be one of my favorite albums that they've done, because this album, as I said before, is a masterpiece. But either way, let's just get into it. Let's start by how I always do this, by going song by song, and I'll just talk about it, and then we'll see how it goes. So the first song on the album is The Spark. This song is a great intro. It's a short intro. It's only 50 seconds long, but it's a great way to start the album because it introduces you into the newer sound that they're going for. I like that they changed it up for this album, and I'm liking this new sound. This album is very like atmospheric, kind of, and very like synthy. And so The Spark is like a great way to just introduce you into the new sound that they have going for them. And I love it. So that was a great first like kind of intro to the album. Next up is The Sights, and The Sights is a great first song. Like The Spark, it is a great first song to introduce you into the album. The synths right away, just immediately when I first heard them, my head just immediately started like bobbing along, because the synths overall, you're probably going to hear me talk about them a lot because I don't know how they get these sounds that they do. But kudos to you guys for getting all those sounds. Like, I'm not sure if Rao is the one who like comes up with all these synth sounds, because I know in like live shows he's always the one playing it. So if you are the one who comes up with all these sounds for your synths in these songs, how? Also in like The Sights, they're very catchy. I like how the song is structured because it's just like kind of synth and like kind of beat, you know, and then bass as well. But then for the choruses, the guitars come in, make it sound a nice and big chorus and everything. And then I think in like the last chorus too, one of the effects that I like is like this like synth that gets like pitched up, like this part, that part, love it. And again, just like The Spark, this is a great intro song to like introduce you into the album and all the sounds. It's just so good. Even like the harmonies in this song are on point. Something Enter Shikari does amazingly is harmonize with each other. Especially in this song, they kind of gave me like a Queen vibe to them. A lot of voices are like high and low, and it's just very like Queen-esque, kind of like the harmonies in Bohemian Rhapsody, which is also never can go wrong with that. Next up, we've got Live Outside. If you wanted to see me react to it first, made a video on that, to click somewhere here. Hopefully I remember to put it up. But either way, this is a great song. Again, another good song. Start off with some awesome synths just coming in and some great harmonies from them. But also in this song, I love just the synths overall. I don't know how to really explain it, but like they're very deep, especially for the verses is when they're deep. But then there's also this like very like spacey snare hit that just goes from like side to side that I like. It's a very nice little subtlety. But as you guys know, if you've known me for a while, I love subtleties in music. It's always something that I love. That was like one of the things I picked up on one of the second or third time that I listened to this album. Just like the spacey kind of like snare that moves side to side. And another thing that I didn't notice as well is that leading into the chorus, there's a nice little like synth lick in there, but also it is played along with what sounds like an acoustic guitar. And I like that. It just sounds like a very good combination. And again, this chorus has been stuck in my head for so long. It's just so catchy and so good. Enter Shikari, I don't know how you guys do it, but keep doing it. Next song, Take My Country Back. This song starts off with like a very nice reverb heavy piano, and it is just great. And then like the synths start peeking in, and you're just like, where's this song gonna go? And then out of nowhere, it goes into like a very like punky drum beat and like guitars and stuff. I also love that other synth that's in the background that kind of gave me like old school Nintendo feels. Like for some reason I kept picturing Kirby's Adventure when that synth was coming in, but I love it. And also something that I forgot to mention before, Enter Shikari, your lyrics are always so good. Like Enter Shikari is a band that is not afraid to make songs about like politics, religion, wars, all that stuff that a lot of other bands like shy away from. They mostly just like sing about relationships and stuff, which is why I like Enter Shikari, because they are open to talking about real shit. And it is definitely very easy to see throughout this entire album, but especially in Take My Country Back, because I love the lyrics where I don't want to take my country back, I want to take my country forwards. Great fucking yes. Donald Trump, if you just wanted to take a listen to this song, it might help you out a bit, clear some things up for you. I just love their lyrics are always so good, and especially on this album, their lyrics are very deep. One of the first songs that I kind of noticing that on was Take My Country Back. If you listen to it, it's very obvious what it is about, but regardless, let's get back into this review. There also is like a great like distorted bass. Like the bass in the chorus, like here. The bass in the chorus is so good. The like choruses overall in this song are amazing as well. But I love at the end, I think Rao has now started to play the trumpet, but I love it at the end of like this song. It just gives it like a nice... Was not expecting there to be a trumpet on this album at all, but every time it is in this album, it works great. And Take My Country Back is a great example of how it's done right. This album is just full of like masterpieces, so get ready to hear the word great a lot. Next up is easily one of my favorite songs on this album, Airfield. As soon as it started, I was like, this song is gonna be amazing. Like, it starts off with just the piano, but it has this like reverb on it that makes it sound kind of like underwatery, if that makes sense. But it just has like a nice effect on the piano. I immediately fell in love with the song when the like deep synth and bass kicks in. It just literally gave me chills. Like, this part just gave me chills when I first heard it. It's such like a subtle thing, but it is done well how like he's just playing up high and then you just shift it down. It just makes such like a huge difference, and it gave me chills. And then these subtle strings that come in, and that just gave me more chills, and I was like, this song is going to be amazing. Because one thing that I love about Enter Shikari is their build-up songs. Airfield is another great example of that, because this song just builds up so great. And I like how it like the song kind of builds up a bit, but then goes back down into just the piano and Rao, but then it builds up again, and then you finally get the release of the build-up, and it is so good. Seriously, this was the song that I just got so much chills after hearing this song. It has been on repeat a lot recently, because again, it is just another great song lyric-wise as well, because the lyrics are very uplifting. Like that great line. I love it. Rao, keep up these fucking inspiring and deep lyrics. Yeah, fucking wordsmith. And then, as I said before, the song just hits hard for the build up, and it is amazing. I don't know what it is. I think it's another synth, but it is like a very high-pitched synth that just like kicks in for the one part of the drop, and that I just love as well for some reason. Like this. I love that synth for some reason. I don't know why. I love it. And it is a nice, again, little like subtlety on top of this song. And then I love how they just bring it down for the ending, where it just goes back to how the intro was. I thought that was a nice dynamic-wise song. Either way, this song is easily one of my favorites on the album. But let's move on to the next song. So next up, we've got Rabble Rouser, and hopefully I am saying that correctly. But this song, it's like the overall feeling of the song puts you in like a very, I don't know how to explain it. It's just because it has like the ticking beat. So it puts you kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but I love the ticking effect and like just the guitars. How do you not like this? But then also in this song too, there are like little subtle like vocal riffs that go from like left to right. I really like those as well. Again, nice touch. And I am a fan of the like very minimal drop that they have in this song. I know that there are a lot of people who are like, oh, but it doesn't hit like heavy enough for me, or it doesn't have like punch that all the like EDM songs have. You're not listening to an EDM song, you're listening to Enter Shikari. And also I kind of disagree, because if you listen to the entire song, the like drops kind of change like subtly, and then the last one is like a lot different and a lot heavier than the other ones, and I like that. I like when there's like kind of subtle, like gradual buildups in stuff, but I was a fan of the minimal drop. And now I've remembered what I said, because luckily I was smart enough to write notes while like listening to the album a couple of times so I wouldn't forget what I was talking about. And you know how I was saying like the ticking effect makes you feel, it kind of adds a nice effect to the song, because when he's talking, like there's the lines of like, are you getting nervous? Like the ticking kind of like adds to that feel to it. So I like that. And for some reason I kind of also wrote that this sounds like it could be like some kind of like Mission Impossible-y like spy movie song. And I liked that. And again, another great song. Next up, we've got, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce this right, but it is Shinrin Yoku. I hope that is how you pronounce it. If not, my bad. But either way, this song just starts off very atmospheric with a lot of just like kind of subtleties everywhere. And then again, the trumpet kicks in, and the trumpet is just is very pleasing to hear. It's kind of another build-up song, but not as much as like Airfield, and we'll get to the other one later. You start off, as I said before, with just like very atmospheric sounds and then a nice trumpet, but then there's strings that are like being plucked, and like a bass synth kicks in, and that adds nice also effect as well. And then when like the song finally like starts, you have like a nice little like plucking guitar going along with the vocals. I don't know what like effect, I can't think of the word right now, but I love whatever effect that is on that guitar as well. And then this song just starts to like take a turn where like it drops down, and it sounds like there's this like very distorted kind of like detuned piano-ish guitarish effect that happens there. And then out of nowhere, it's like they just went, hey Rob, go fucking ham on the drums, just go and do whatever you want. And my god, does he do that, and it is amazing. So Rob, fucking amazing job on the drums on that song. And again, another great song on this album. Now on to the next song. Again, another song that is probably one of my favorites on the album is Undercover Agents. And easily one of my favorite things about this song is the beginning, because it is such like a clever thing that they did. Well, like the lyrics are talking about a revolution, and then you have those like military like snare bits in there. Like this is just clever. Like I found, as the first time I heard that, I was like, that is fucking smart. Whoever came up with that idea, good on you, because that is a nice touch into that. Another thing that I love about this song is that this is kind of like a more pop-esque song. This would be a song that I could hear on the radio, and people who have no idea who Enter Shikari is would probably like it as well, because the synth and all that kind of stuff reminded me of Break Free, the Ariana Grande song with Zed. Kind of gave me that effect, but it is like 10 times better than that song. And the chorus in this song is just so catchy. It's kind of like rocky, but also poppy at the same time, which is something that Enter Shikari knows how to do a good combination of. Like, I love that part. And then I don't know if this is at any point a connection at all, but I feel like it is a problem because I'm watching a lot of Shane Dawson conspiracy videos. But for some reason, the other day while I was listening to this song, when he was talking about howling with the wolves, got me thinking to another song that they released on, what album? Flash Flood of Color, the song Pack of Thieves, because I was like, does this song have to like connect to that in a way? Because when wolves are together, it's called a pack of wolves, right? So I was like, thanks to Shane Dawson and a bunch of conspiracy things, I was like, do you think that this is like kind of like a follow-up in a way, subtly, to that song? Because he's talking about howling with the wolves, and in the other song he was talking about a pack of thieves. I have no idea if that's even anywhere true, but that was just my brain after watching a bunch of Shane Dawson conspiracy videos, that my brain was just looking for conspiracies anywhere. And it's not even like a conspiracy. It could just be like a cool connection. But yeah, again, this song was amazing. So let's move on to the next song. Next up, we've got The Revolt of the Atoms. And this would be the only song on the album that I was just kind of like, it's a good song, but I was like, still doesn't live up to the rest of the songs in my opinion, but it is still a good song. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate the song, and the more that I listen to it, the more it like is growing on me. But it was like the first like couple of listens, I was just kind of like, it's a good song, but the rest of the album is like, you know? The way that the song starts off was very cool to me because it's very like creepy and almost sounds like it could be in like a Rob Zombie movie, because it starts off with a very distorted bitty voice. And then something else that I noticed as well is that the chorus kind of gave me like London Calling by The Clash vibes. I don't know if anyone else got that, but if that was just me. And then another part that I liked in this song was these synths here that are very like, you can just hear like the pitch shifting in them. I really like those synths as well. But as I said, this song is like growing on me more and more that I listen to it. But my first like opinion on it was just that it was like a good song, but I liked the rest of the album a lot better. Next up, we've got an ode to the lost jigsaw pieces. This, again, easily another favorite song of mine. And also it is another build-up song. And again, it is a great kind of like last song to the album as well. Kind of like Airfield, it starts off with, instead of the piano, it starts off with a guitar. But the guitar has that same kind of like underwatery feel to it in the reverb. When the drums and the strings hit in this song, it gave me chills as well. Much like Airfield, when the deep bass kicked in, when those strings first came in and the drums at the same time, I just got chills. Rob, you did a great job on the drums on this song as well, because it sounded like it shouldn't have worked because it is kind of like a busier drum beat, but it works and it is amazing and I like it. The rest of the song is very just like, you know, but I think that's also what makes the drum beat work with it, is that everything else is kind of in like very simple, and then the drum beat just gives it that nice like groove to it. So that was a nice touch there. The first drop of this song, the drums just start to pick up and like synths start coming in, and you can tell that it's about to drop, and then it does. And again, fucking great use of the trumpet. It's just so good. And that's where I was thinking that the song was gonna end at that point. But then you get this nice like part that just drops down to just strings. And this is why I was saying, if you know my love for strings, you'll understand why I love this song. Because at this part, when the strings just kick in, I just was like, I'm done. I couldn't handle it. It's just, listen to this. Oh, listen to that. I love that so much. And then the acoustic comes in, and then Rouse starts singing again. And then in true Enter Shikari fashion, when you think that it's just going to end in like a nice subtle thing, the song builds up again. This is a 2 build-up song, which is another reason why I love it so much. It's just such a powerful ending that I was like, if they don't end this album after this song, I was going to be so upset. Like, I remember I was just lying in my bed listening to this album, and I was like, as soon as this happened, as soon as that happened, and then it kind of like drops down again, I was like, if you don't end this album after this song, I'm gonna be pissed. In a way, they kind of did end it after this, because it goes into like an outro, but the outro is another kind of like callback to the intro, where it is just all kind of synth, very atmospheric. It kind of like reminds you of like what the album was. But this album, if you can't tell, I fucking loved this album. If you follow me on Twitter, you already know how I felt about this album, because it is a masterpiece in my opinion, and it is easily one of my favorite albums from Enter Shikari. And this makes me excited to see what they have coming up next, because if this is the direction that they're going in, my god, it is great. There you have it, Big Macs. That was me reviewing The Spark by Enter Shikari. So if you have not listened to this album, or you have no idea the artist that I'm talking about, you really need to change that, and you need to go and buy this album, because it is amazing. And go and listen to Enter Shikari if you want meaningful and powerful lyrics and just amazing music as well. And also, Big Macs, if you guys did enjoy this video, I'd love it if you click that thumbs up button down below. I like doing these album reviews, and I know some of you guys enjoy watching them, so if you do, let me know by clicking that thumbs up button down below. And also, if there are any other albums that you want me to review, or shows, movies, or anything like that that you'd like to see me review, let me know in the comments down below. And also, Big Macs, make sure that you subscribe to this channel by clicking that subscribe button down below as well. I put out a reaction video every Wednesday, another video every Friday. And for some reason recently, a video every Monday as well. And there's also a nice little bell icon that you can click, and that will notify you when I upload a new video, so you never miss one from this just Spark happy, Enter Shikari happy face. But that is going to be it for this video. Big Macs, once again, I hope that you guys did enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Bye.